like that. It's a lot of money, why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't get too bad, my bad. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cop a car, I run it back. Go your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back.
S-T-R-O. Yeah. How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support, bruh. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field, hit the win. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way when my crew coming through.
Okay, Coach, coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
56, the mark, boys. 56. Check 56.
2nd and 5. Johnson's got it complete. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
It's second and 8 at the Lions' 44-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I'm scared.
The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions' 37.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Well, he's going to go for it all. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Oh, this is blocked. The Lions pick it up. Accelerating, and off he goes. and he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
Check 56. I'm coming. Under crunch. Kill. 14, front it. Relert. Check.
On first down, Beasley. And he'll power his way up near the 25. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Check your hot read. Slam. Gotta go, in and out. Let's go.
From the 24, Wilson. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Check 31.
34 yards there and a 1st down. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Got it. Talking about it. And wait. Mike's 50. Here we go.
This time Wilson will throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's what you're looking for.
He's going to air one out. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on his first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Mike 51.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
That's track. Check 13. Check 13.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. Here, one.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. There goes a deep ball. And this is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Give him 30 yards there.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game.
56, body whip. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Tell me what you got. What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. What we got?
Now here's Pollard, and he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Tony Pollard, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that positioning?
And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11.
I'm coming after you. Check. Tight guard. Well.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11.
You can't block me. Hey, 0.
Wilson. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check 4. Gun.
To throw is Wilson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there at 22. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
He sets to fire deep. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play, and guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing again here, Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 26.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a 1st down on 3rd and long. And somehow, he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
If you look at the coverage defensively, oh, this is great, but no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
At some point, you actually have to tackle him and get him on the ground short of the 1st down marker.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson, open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 16.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Come on. Bang, 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 bang.
He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Hey, hey. 56.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Miles Boykin, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
Miles Boykin. Touchdown, Lions.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Russell Wilson now will bring his guys up to go for 2.
Here we go. Check 50. Check 50.
And he's going to be hit and taken down in the backfield. Just nowhere to run that time. And the try for 2 is snuffed out. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Ready?
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
56 right there, 56.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Kill.
Switch. Check 43.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw here. And the catch made by Johnson. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Buddy up. 56. Hey, I'm coming.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. I got it. SOS. Watch it.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold. This quarterback now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. They'll drop the throw. Being chased out left. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
Certainly appeared like they had a great chance of that turning into a touchdown, but maybe led him just a bit too much.
Yeah, out of the back of the end zone. And that's tough on a 5-yard pass, but one of that distance, that can be tough to gauge when you're in the back of the end zone. And he comes back with one complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On the
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Mike 56. Mike 56.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Now back to throw. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
Check, 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 check. Let's go. Come on.
56 to Mike, boys. 56.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, but it sets up 2nd and goal. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. 2nd and 6. Touchdown, Packers! From 6 yards away. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Wilson. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
He's coming. Double up.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. Dancing to his left, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Josh Allen, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going.
56, right there, 56. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want none. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Ship.
Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. They go play action with Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now a handoff looking right. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 8. That is caught inside the 5. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a first down. They come up in an offset eye.
Right there, 56. That's right, baby. They don't want it. Watch safety 3.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. They'll go to P-Ryan, try to pound it in. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. Broken tackle. Legs still churning.
Like a giant pinball.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
6.
2 remaining. 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 2 remaining
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Third and long, it's Wilson going for the deep ball, and that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, second and 10. Second and 10. He's going to let this one go deep. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. They were looking for Johnson that time. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Golladay, 77 yards. And the Lions were able to draw a bit closer. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. The third quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now, those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a second and 5.
Check 56. Here we go. Check 99. Check 99. Under 10, 10.
Gonna run again here with Pollard. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Check, crunch, crunch, crunch.
He'll drop to throw. And his throw is incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Let's go, let's go. Check 3, check 3.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Trey Flowers in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him.
3rd and 14.
The Packers on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. He'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Trey Flowers in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance, if they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, that puts them in that position.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Watch the twist, watch the twist. Fuck that.
Mike 56, Mike 56. Let's go, let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
Lucky. 36.
Run left.
To throw is Wilson. Going to throw again. And he finds Beasley, complete. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Check 315.
56 is the mic. Check time.
315.
Check time. 56 the mic, boys. 56.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And that's caught by Beasley. And he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
Check 315.
56, right there. 56.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Throwing deep for Galladay. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Now a play fake here on first down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 46 yards. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Mike, 56, right there. 56. In the face. Show it up.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Complete. Smith has it. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
They'll set up to throw. He gets this one to Johnson. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back.
On third down, it's Pollard. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a fourth down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. And his kick is good. And that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the fourth.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way.
And now look at him go. 30, 10, touchdown, Detroit. Miles Boykin, 82 yards. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for 1 here and save the possible 2-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for 2 here and you don't get it, that's deflation.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And, boy, having that 3rd timeout would have really helped here.
Yeah, another example of why coaches really stress saving your timeouts for when you absolutely have to have them. They go over this all the time. Here's one of those situations.
11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
First down.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
They can't hang with us. Switch.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Here we go. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Woo! Kill, kill, kill.
Here's Pollard again. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 7-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that, but also you can't allow the quarterback as much time as he wants to set up and throw it. Maybe you bring a little extra pressure to make sure he gets rid of it quicker.
A little bit of a cat and mouse game. We'll see if they bring that pressure. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Packers, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, this was